This is episode 4. In that right, my boy BG. What's up, man?
Episode 4, we're getting them up
All
there.
right.
Episode 4 is here.
Yo, we do got a
The
lot
Eagles
to get into, man. A lot to get into. A very short time and a quick turnaround because the game is, man, about 48 hours away. And we either gonna be 1-1, 2-0 with 11 days rest before another primetime game. But we definitely gotta get into this past game. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Truth with your host JC and BIRDGANG 31. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was a game, man, and I feel some type of way about it. It gave me Super Bowl vibes for a little bit, and then it was like, if we lose this game, I have to slap shit out of somebody. But I think I understand what they were doing. I think I understand what they were doing. They did what they did for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we went up so fast in the beginning, 16-0. I was on Twitter. I told you guys, blowout city, and then they started to come back at the end. I just feel like they vanilled it out. They knew they had to play 2 games in 7 days or something like that. So they couldn't give all the in one game.
I don't think that's.
We got up early. Man. We knew we were gonna beat them, so we got up early on them, and then we vanilled it out. So
no. I don't think that's what happened at all. I really do not think that's what happened at all. I feel like that. Look, we came out with high energy, man. Bad weather, and we had a couple break. Look, the ball was slippery and stuff like that. Big play slate, boom, 6, right? And then boom, we was all hype. And then the Patriots, hey, they settled down, right? The Patriots defense, right? Going into this game, going into this matchup, all we heard was what? Bill Belichick is trying to stop the RPO. And you could tell that they was not going to let the RPO beat them. They had a game plan. They had all off season to put that game plan into place, and it showed. What I'm so kind of like disturbed about is how, we couldn't, okay, you knew the game plan was to stop the RPO. Why not come out, spread it out, and start tossing it? You ain't got to throw no bombs. Look, just 5 yards there, 5 yards, open them out a little bit, push them back, get them off their game plan. We never did that.
I feel like, we really didn't run RPO that much either. What?
We couldn't.
Swift had 1 carry, 1 target. Is that what it was for the game? I feel like they had to dumb it down, because if not, then Brad Johnson's not the guy we thought he was. They had to pick
early. It's early.
He's not the guy.
It's way too early.
They simplified. You gotta realize, when you jump, remember what happened last year? Think about it. Last year, whenever we jumped out to like a 3 possession lead, that's when we just dumbed it down. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was the second quarter, whether it was the third quarter, you gotta realize too, the competitive edge. If you're up 3 possessions and you got a really good football team, chances of the other team actually coming back and winning are slim to none. Like, you're not gonna really get that happening to you when you're the better team. And you got another game against Minnesota next week, not even a whole week, like 4 days later. Then it's like, why would you even give all your marbles, put all your marbles in one batch, kind of trying to go out there and light it up, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, he did his thing. He calmed it down a little bit, and that's what we're going to roll with that.
Man, we ain't had done shit on offense. How the hell you going to calm anything down when we ain't do crap on offense? That was defense that gave us basically the 16-point lead. Defense did that. Like, we had a short field after that fumble by Jordan Davis, and had a short field. So offense didn't really do anything. So how could you say, you know what? Hey, we got a 16-point game. We're just going to wait until Thursday to show up. That makes no sense to me. I put this as lack of preseason. All right. These guys did not play in the preseason, and that looked like a preseason game right there, the way they was playing. But thank God they had a 16-point lead, because if we did not, we would have started the season 0-1, because preseason, that was a preseason game. And it showed. Everybody looked rusty. Dallas got her. Like, no catches at all. Like, I mean, we're going to get into it, but, like, this is so frustrating so far because you had all offseason to prepare for the Patriots. Yes, the weather had a factor. Maybe played a factor in it, but Matt Jones was. I mean, hey, was it was the sun out? Hey, was it shiny, like sunny over there when Matt Jones had the ball, and then was wet when like raining, downpour when we had the ball? Matt Jones threw what, but 300 something yards on us. Like he was carving up defense up. Like, come on now. So I just think
Gannon vibes a little bit, right? I'm getting vibes.
I'm not going to go there yet. I'm just going to say that it's these guys didn't play in the preseason. New offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. Yes, it's easy, that we're always saying BJ, hey, he's been with Jalen Hurts. It might be the same offense. It's okay. You could say that on paper, but when it's on the field and they know that, okay, well, they love to do one thing and these guys and never do anything else together. I at least wanted to see one drive in the preseason. At least one drive to see, okay, all right, let's shake it off because I'm telling you, that looked like a preseason game. But I'm not going to overreact because around the league, a lot of teams look like that was their preseason game also.
That's true. At least we ended up with a win looking like that. Hey, we could have been a Giants, the biggest blowout ever. But yeah, getting back to this, let's talk about some positive notes of the game. Jake Elliott, 4 for 4. My boy Jordan Davis looking real good out there. Forced a fumble, got half a sack with Sweat, the first sack of the game. Jalen Carter looked amazing out there. For a rookie, he's definitely showing that he's not no normal rookie. And then my boy Josh Jobe, man, with the game-saving push out at the end of the game. It could have been a long day if you had that push out.
Yeah, and big play Slay with the pick 6 to take it to the house. With Jordan Davis forcing the fumble, back-to-back possessions of turnovers. Like you said, big leg Jake, came through. Besides that missed extra point, but trust me, he made up for it. 57 yarders. This dude was kicking in bad weather too. And he was making it. So that's a good sign for us that we have a reliable kicker. Yes, Jalen Carter, manhandling guys. I'm telling you right now, if Matt Jones was getting rid of the ball at 3 seconds, we would have had 20 sacks that game. But he was getting rid of the ball. Like at one time, they show a graphic, 1.56 seconds, 2 points up. He was getting rid of the ball very, very fast. Because Jalen Carter could have had at least 3 sacks by himself that game. So I'm really encouraged by the Jordan Davis. Man, people say, oh, man, he can't really play all 4 downs. He's going to be too big. That dude looked like, he's going to be a force. And you know what? Our run defense was pretty freaking good. Sometimes meeting the ball carrier in the backfield, Milton Williams, busting through the line. Fletcher Cox, he came up big for us the last 5 minutes of that drive. He a big run stop on that. I think it was third down something. I'm telling you, there's a lot of positive too, but it's first game, so I'm not really overreact. But I better see something different Thursday night.
Yeah, definitely. I see something better Thursday night. Like I said, I feel like they held back this game. Like I said, I'm gonna stick with that. I feel like
why they held back?
Because we do it. We did it last year, and I feel like it is a competitive age. Say we're up 16-0, we're still foot on the gas pedal, right? Foot on the gas pedal going. Now you're giving up wasted plays that you don't have to give up when you're about to play I think a better team in the Minnesota Vikings this Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So why even give them more to look at on tape right now? Think about the Minnesota Vikings trying to look at that game tape and try to think, what are we going to do against them? What are you going to come up with? Nothing. We were vanilla as hell.
Look,
no real big plays there.
First quarter, we got the 16
point lead. There's
no way. There's no team in the NFL is going to get a 16-point lead in first quarter and say, you know what, we're done. That just dummying it out because we don't want to put, don't want to put no offense for the rest of the league. That makes no sense. We got stuck in a funk. The Patriots defense, the defensive line was manhandling our offensive line. You know, even Lane Johnson, he was getting punked. Mariota was getting punked. Yo, this bull was getting toyed with. They were getting played with. I don't know if it was the field that was slippery, but the Patriots defensive line, you know, and watching it, I kept on saying this might be one of the toughest defense we play all year because of Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? Because a Judon was
weather.
The weather too. But you keep saying that we just dummied it down. We started saying, hey, all right, we got game Thursday. It's 5 minutes into the first quarter. How the hell are you going to say, hey, let's look towards Thursday? No.
When you're that good, that's what you do. That's what you do. Just hold on, my guy. I won't get nobody hurt, so hold on, let's chill out for a second. Let's ride this wave out. We got a guest today, right? No, we're going to bring him on here. We're still going to get back into it. We definitely going to get back into it, but I don't want to keep him back here too long. From Vikings Uncensored. How you doing today, my guy?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Just going over our game. How you feel about your game?
Honestly, we came out flat. I mean, well, in certain areas, we should have beat Tampa Bay by 2 scores easily, but self-inflicted issues, 3 turnovers. I mean, we had our right guard strip sack Kirk Cousins, for God's sake. I mean, they come back with, well, it's one of those freak deals. Unfortunately for Ed Ingram, he has way too many of those freak deals. He stepped on Kirk's foot 3 times last year and sacked him. This year, he starts off the season with a strip sack on his own quarterback. We had a pass that should have gone for a touchdown that was taken away at the goal line. We had a rookie cornerback line up in the neutral zone on a field goal try that gave Tampa Bay a first down, and they eventually scored a touchdown on it, which was the difference in the game, point-wise anyway. Just very sloppy, too many mistakes. And I was listening to you guys when I was sitting in the green room there waiting, talking about preseason type game. Well, none of our starters played in the preseason either. So I don't know if it was that. There was some with our play calling. I like Kevin O'Connell, he's second-year coach. He's got a lot of potential, but sometimes I think he tries to get too cute and outsmarts himself. Justin Jefferson had 138 yards receiving in the first half on Sunday. He had 12 in the second half. For some reason, they just quit throwing it at him. I don't know if it was Kirk Cousins, starting to start seeing ghosts in the background there because Tampa was blitzing him so often, or what happened. But credit to Tampa Bay, they made adjustments at halftime and we didn't, and it ended up costing us.
Yeah, look, hey, you know what? It seems like that's the same thing on our side. The Patriots, they started making end game adjustments. Like they didn't even wait till halftime. They started. Look, they found something and they started to exploit this soft zone that we was playing. Like I was telling BIRDGANG, and thank you for that comment right there, Dana. Your lane was looking slow. Like Mariota was out of character. These guys were getting manhandled. Like I know the field was a little sloppy, but where was the adjustment at? Like if they are doing this to us, right? If they are and they only was getting home with 4. Like there wasn't even blitzing half the time. They were getting home with 4 and dropping back 7, and we still couldn't find nothing to do. And that's the adjustment that they did, and game adjustments. And look, if we, like I told BIRDGANG, we are lucky we had a 16-point lead. If we didn't, we would have been 0-1.
Yeah, and that's the thing with us. In that first half, and new defense this year, Brian Flores come in as our defensive coordinator. So it's 180 degrees off from what you guys saw last year when we had, as we affectionately called, Ed Donashell, because he ran a 3-high shell coverage pseudo prevent defense 90% of the time. But in that first half, Baker Mayfield had nothing. I mean, I think he had like 30 yards passing in the first half because we were blitzing. We were getting him off his marks. He was uncomfortable. And then again, like I said, to Tampa's credit, at halftime, they went more up tempo. They went, 3-step drops, get that ball out. They were getting it out of there before our rush could get there. And I mean, they were offensively were a different team in the second half. And, we didn't match their adjustments to keep pace with it, really.
All right, so let me ask you a question. I know last year, your defense was pretty bad last year. Y'all won a lot of games, last second, heroic, whatever you want to call it. What did y'all do this offseason to improve that defense? Like, how much better is this defense from last year, or is it just being masked because it's the first week? So, tell me about that, about your defense a little bit.
The biggest improvement I think you're going to see is as I mentioned, Brian Flores coming in as our defensive coordinator. We went from a extremely passive defense to not trying to give up big plays, just playing back, kind of that just keep everything in front of you type defense, to Brian Flores, who is, as you guys know, one of the most aggressive defensive coordinators in the league. I mean, last year, I think we blitzed on like a 13% or 15% rate on average. Week 1, we were the highest blitz rate team in the league. A couple other things, we've revamped the secondary. We got a lot of young guys back there. We brought in Byron Murphy from Arizona, who's our veteran leader back there. We got a Caleb Evans who played very well against Mike Evans this week, a second-year guy. We got a rookie out of USC, Mekhi Blackman, who's our starting slot corner. He played quite well this weekend. We moved on from Eric Kendricks, our longtime middle linebacker. Brought in some more speed. Brian Osimo, who was a rookie last year, getting more playing time. But our biggest, I guess, surprise so far this year is undrafted rookie Ivan Pace Jr. A lot of guys, watching mock drafts and stuff when we're doing all our pre-draft stuff.
Yeah, from Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, from Cincinnati. Most people had him as a second, maybe at very worst, a third-round draft grade. And we got him as an undrafted free agent, and that kid has done nothing but impress ever since he got here. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, he's undersized, and he's like 5'10", 240, 235, something like that. But he is like a heat-seeking missile when you get him in there. He's one preseason game, I saw him take down a 350-pound guard and get past him to make a tackle. I mean, the kid is – he's going to have some growing pains, but that kid has a very bright future ahead of him. And like I said, the Flores thing alone, we were 28th, 29th in defense last year. I think just having Flores with the talent that we had is probably good to get us up into the, closer to that 20 to 22 range. And then with the young guys and as they progress, I think, our goal is to have at least a league average defense this year from, bottom of the pack to at least respectable. And if our offense can get things gelling and play like they're capable of doing with that mid-range, with that at least league average defense, I think speaks well for us.
So is your front four good enough to get to the quarterback without blitzing? Because the reason why I asked that, because you are about to go, regardless of what happened this past Sunday, you are about to go against one of the best offensive line in football, with Delane Johnson and, Kelsey and them. So now, if you can't get home with 4, and then, with the weapons we have with Goddard and AJ, so is your front 4 good enough to get through and, affect Jalen Hurts? Or would you have to blitz a lot more?
That's going to be the key. I mean, that's one part where we're struggling at a little bit is we run a 3-4 base. So our front line is a little questionable. We don't have, that big name guy, the Fletcher Cox type or the Jordan Davis type guy up front there. we've got a lot of guys that we're rotating in. As far as our pass rushers, I mean, we got Daniil Hunter coming off one side, one of the better pass rushers in the league.
Yeah.
And then we brought in Marcus Davenport from New Orleans this year to run on the other side. Now, unfortunately, he tweaked his ankle in practice last Friday, missed the game against Tampa, and as it sits right now, probably will miss the game against you guys on Thursday. So we've got a lot of young guys. It's kind of a mixture. We have DJ Wanham, who's been around for about 4 years. Has some stretches where he's very good. Sometimes he's not so great. Patrick Jones is second. He's a second-year guy or third-year guy, who is flashed a few times. And then we've got a couple of young guys that we bring in there as Andre Carter the second is another undrafted guy out of Army that we brought in. He's on the active roster. And then a couple other guys that have been around for a couple of years. So that opposite Hunter, it's a little on the unproven side, and that's kind of an issue. With Davenport going out already, not even getting any playing time. It's the other guys have to pick up the slack. I mean, Hunter got her only sack on Sunday, but there again, you've got Baker Mayfield, who, when he's on, he's good. When he's off, he's not. They're never going to confuse him with Jalen Hurts, that's for sure. But
okay. All right. They got a good game, man. See, like you said, he's up and down over there. He's up and down. Baker Mayfield can light you up, or he can give it up to you all the time. So you guys got hit with the wrong side of the stick that time.
Yep.
So your offensive line, I know you talk about that Kirk Cousins. He might have seen ghosts, whatever. So Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox, of course, Davis and the boys. How good is your offensive line to be able to go up against this Eagles front?
Our tackles are very good. Christian Darrisaw is one of the better young left tackles in the league. Brian O'Neill on the right side is arguably top 10 tackles. He's very good. The two of them, they gave up one pressure combined in the game on Sunday. Our problem is the interior offensive line.
Ooh.
And that's the part that scares me. Garrett Bradbury, our center, who he missed 5 games at the end of last season with a back issue. He played a handful of snaps more than Aaron Rodgers did this week, and then all of a sudden his back issue flared up again.
Oh, wow.
So we're likely going to be starting our backup center. Our guards are decent run blockers, not so great at pass protection, as I mentioned earlier. Ed Ingram, our right guard, the one who strip sacked Kirk Cousins on Sunday and has a real bad tendency to step on Kirk's feet as he's pulling off from under center. Ezra Cleveland on the left side is serviceable. In pass protection, not spectacular. And that's really our Achilles heel, and that's one of the biggest concerns I have going up against your defense is our interior offensive line. I don't know why we don't address it and get somebody in here. I don't know if our front office is subscribing to that guards don't really matter way of thinking that certain people do, which you watch our games, guards matter. Our guards have cost us more games than they've won us. And, with a backup center, actually, our backup probably played just as well as our starter would have. So not a ton of drop off there. It's not at a level that we really feel comfortable with, but we didn't feel comfortable with the interior offensive line starting the season. So.
What about you guys running backs? I know you guys got rid of Cooks this year. How do you feel about the running back position? And if you want to elaborate on, are you happy Cooks is gone? Is it one of them things where it's a money situation? I didn't really follow it too much.
Yeah, I mean, the situation with Dalvin Cook was money. He was, due $14 million on the cap hit this year. And I mean, Dalvin Cook he's a good running back. He's still got something in the tank, but he was also one of the worst in the league last year as far as rushes of, 0 and negative yards. So that always put us behind the sticks last year, and I think was a big reason why our offense would struggle in the middle portion of the games. Alexander Madison, who's our starter now, he's been the backup for the last 3 years. He's not going to be confused with Dalvin Cook as far as, he doesn't have that breakaway speed, the home run hit that Cook did. He's more that always going to fall forward and get you positive yardage, 2, 3, 4 yards. He can break one once in a while, but that's not really his strong suit. Our RB2, Ty Chandler, he was a rookie last year. Didn't get to play much last year because he had a thumb injury and was out most of the season. He's got more of that breakaway speed that, if you can get him out in space, he has a chance to do a little more damage. It's been a transition here, with the Mike Zimmer era. For as long as he was here in Minnesota, we were always a run first team. In the past was just kind of a complimentary thing to the running game. And now when Kevin O'Connell came in, we've done a 180 flip on that. We're a pass first team, but we just need to have the running game be sufficient enough to, so we're not completely one dimensional. We can still keep the defenses honest. Now, I think we're going to have trouble if we try running up the middle against you guys on Thursday. We get out on the edges and stuff like that. I think that's maybe where we can make a little bit of hay. But we brought in some additional Josh Oliver from Baltimore, one of the better blocking tight ends in the league, and now showed this week. And he's very underrated as a pass catcher. He had some really nice catches on Sunday. But his main deal is helping with the blocking. And then of course we're one of the few teams in the league who still implement a fullback, CJ Ham, one of the, very good fullback, but, running game isn't where we want it to be. And, whether that comes with a little more time to gel or it continues to be an issue, I guess it remains to be seen.
So a couple more questions, man, before we get you out of here. One, y'all got rid of arguably, I said a top 7 tight end to the Detroit line and Hawkinson. One of my favorite tight ends that y'all had. Y'all let Dalvin Cook walk.
But they got Hawkinson, right?
We got Hawkinson from
Hawkinson.
Yeah,
we actually just signed him to a new 5-year contract.
So now that is what I want to talk about because he is a matchup nightmare. So with that being said, what did he do this past Sunday, and how are they going to use him this upcoming weekend against the Philadelphia Eagles? If you watch the Eagles versus Patriots, Hunter Henry looked like the next coming of Shannon Sharp out there. This dude making one-handed. Back of the end zone, and Hawkinson is a big nightmare matchup, especially if we play the same defense we played against the Patriots. Now, if you are the offensive coordinator, how are you gonna explore that this upcoming Thursday? Is he more of a screen tight end, like down the middle? How y'all gonna use him?
Well, this past weekend, he didn't do a whole. He had 6 catches, but ended up only being for 40 yards, something like that. Because most of the time he was going up against Levante David going across the middle, who was one of the better cover linebackers in the league.
Yeah.
But
we just lost Dean.
Yeah. I noticed that today, and I was a big Nakobe Dean fan coming out of college. I was hoping we'd have drafted him actually, but as far as what the Vikings' main deal with Hawkinson is, we've got, of course, Justin Jefferson on one side. We've got the rookie Jordan Addison on the other side, who has been nothing short of spectacular through preseason and training camp and things like that. Had a nice long touchdown run where he just burned the secondary on Sunday. And then KJ Osborne, who had a poor game on Sunday, but is typically a very reliable number 2, number 3 wide receiver. What the Vikings usually will try to do is clear it out with, Jefferson's going to demand double coverage pretty much wherever he goes. Now you have Jordan Addison on the other side who's taking coverage off. You open up that middle, and that's where TJ Hawkinson does his business, is in that middle, going across against the linebackers, getting those mismatches, because he's a large man and can move. Yeah. And then you throw Josh Oliver in on the mix, who is an absolute beat. Josh Oliver is body-wise the same as Danielle Hunter is. He's just a pass catcher and a blocker. And he can create mismatches too. He's like 6'6", 6'7", something like that. He's a very big dude. And I think the tight ends is someplace where we can exploit some mismatches, especially if you're clearing that center zone out with Jefferson and company kind of pulling the safeties and everything back. So
yeah, like we got AJ and Smitty, right? The dynamic duel. Everybody's like, who's number one? And they're both number one receivers. Do you see Jordan becoming that type of receiver for you guys? Because I'm a huge USC fan. I love what he did at USC. Do you think he can get to that point where you guys consider him a 1A, 1B with a guy like Jefferson?
I don't think you can say there's ever a 1B to Justin Jefferson. I mean, Justin Jefferson is a generational talent. There's, the numbers he's putting up and stuff that have never been done in the NFL. As long as Justin Jefferson is on the team, he's wide receiver 1. Everybody else is 2 and below. But Jordan Addison has the potential to be a very, very good wide receiver 2. I mean, and would be a wide receiver 1 on most teams. I think has that potential. But, of course, with Justin Jefferson being here, he's always going to be second fiddle to JJ. But, once Addison gets some more experience against NFL cornerbacks and things like that, and gets his feet wet and into the groove of things, I feel fairly confident in saying that there's not going to be a better wide receiver duo in the league than what those two are. No offense to your guys. You guys have got a very good set too. And they give me nightmares too, thinking about what they're going to do. So
they got to be a homer too and ready to go. They're young. We're going to have the best receiver duo for a while now. But, I can see you guys shaping up if he does turn out to be that guy. Plus Hawkinson, it's kind of like us with Goddard. You got the top 3 pass targets that can help you guys out. Do you guys think? How about this? Do you think you need a new quarterback?
That's been the point of contention for almost the entire time Kirk Cousins has been here. He's a very polarizing player. You've got one faction that no matter what he does, they're going to rip him for it. You got another faction that no matter what he does, they're going to make excuses for him and put him up on a pedestal. And then you got the group in the middle of it. Now, I guess one thing I'm a diehard fan. I have been for 40 years. But one thing I try to do is try to look at the team kind of from a business aspect and understanding how things work and not try to get too attached to names. I mean, one of the things I always like to say is the name on the back of the jersey doesn't matter. It's the name on the front that really matters. And, Kirk's going into the last year of his deal. Now, we just gave TJ Hawkinson the highest contract ever to a tight end. We've got Justin Jefferson that's going to get paid sooner rather than later. And when he does, it is going to be
number 1.
He's going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. Yep. We actually all thought it was going to get done prior to the game on Sunday. Didn't happen. So now they've kind of shelved it until after the season's over, which only means that the dollar value is going to go up unless unless something happens to him this year, which I don't foresee happening. And then of course we have, like I talked about before, Christian Darrisaw, our left tackle, who is one of the better left tackles in the league, is going to be requiring a new contract here in very short order. I don't see how we can keep all of those guys and re-sign Kirk Cousins to even a market value contract. Because if Daniel Jones got $40 million, which he better be sending our former defensive coordinator Ed Donatello a very nice Christmas present this year, because it was those 2 games against us that got him that $40 million a year. But even Kirk at 40, 42, I don't know that we can afford to do that and field enough decent players on the other team. So unless he's more than, and plus Kirk's 35 years old right now, you know, he's nearing that end of the road as far as age goes. I personally don't know how we bring him back next year and pay all these other guys, pay Justin Jefferson, all this other stuff. So I think it's very likely that we are looking for a new quarterback in the draft next year. Now we drafted Jaron Hall this year, but it was in the 5th round, mid 5th round. Our coaching staff is pretty high on him. He showed some nice progression during the preseason, but I don't think anybody's ready to turn the reins over to a 5th round guy going into his 2nd year next year. So depending upon how the season works out, I mean, if somehow or another miracles happen and we end up winning the Super Bowl or something like that, I can maybe see doing something with Kirk just to, okay, we've got it done, we can do it. But if not, I look for the Vikings, regardless of where we finish in the standings, to be in play for a quarterback early in the 1st round next year.
All right, so looking at this matchup right here, man. So how do you feel about this game? And just give me some key points, you know, that y'all have to do in order for y'all to win this game.
I mean, I'm uneasy about this game. I mean, you guys are one of the top teams in the league. I mean, you know, Super Bowl last year, you and San Francisco, I think, are the cream of the crop as far as the NFC goes. Jalen Hurts, I mean, historically, we have had a lot of trouble with running quarterbacks. You guys saw last year what Hurts did to us.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Jalen Hurts. He's another guy I wish the Vikings would have made a move on when he came out, but previous regime didn't think it necessary. You know, your wide receivers, you know, A.J. Brown, very, very talented. Devonta Smith, very talented, of course, and you've got Dallas Goedert. Our defense is going to have to get pressure on Hurts, and it's going to have to happen quick. And keep him in the pocket. I mean, I know he can beat us with his arm too, but if you let him get out in space, he's going to eat us alive. That's the biggest concern on defensive side of things, is being able to keep him contained. And then on the offensive side of things, you know, I talked about it earlier, our interior offensive line scares the crap out of me, especially against a front line like you guys have got. Now, Kirk has a tendency to sit back there and overanalyze stuff, and some of the hits and stuff he takes are his own doing because he stands back there too long. He's not, you know, we're going to have to get the ball out quick. It's going to have to be a, you know, 3-step, boom, gone, not 3-step, 4-step, pat the ball, look over here, look over here, look over here, boom. You know, we're pretty soon just planted on the ground. So, I mean, if we can do that, you know, one thing we did on Sunday that I did like is they threw in some more bootlegs and some rollouts, got him out of the pocket a little bit. And if we can extend it that way, I think, you know, then we have time to, for him to be able to find the receivers downfield and stuff like that, and not have to resort to the checkdowns and the worst play that we have in our playbook, the tight end screen, which hasn't worked for 2 years yet. We continue to try to use it for some reason or another. They threw it to Hawkinson twice last week, and we lost a total of 7 yards on 2 plays. So, but that's the biggest thing. We got to protect Kirk, and we got to keep Jalen in the pocket. If we do that, I think we have a chance. I mean, it's all respect to you guys because, you know, you're the gold standard in the NFC from last year, and that's what everybody else has to strive to beat. And until proven otherwise, you guys are the ones that everybody has to knock off. So I think we can win on Sunday or on Thursday, but we're going to have to play a pretty damn good game in order to do so.
All right. So what is your score prediction? And also give us your channel name, your podcast. Mm-hmm. So for those that are listening, our Vikings fans and the Eagles fans could go and check you out.
All right. First, the podcast is Vikings Uncensored. We're on YouTube. We also have a Facebook page, active on Twitter as well. We have our main studio show is Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central Time. This Friday, we're going live as a kind of a post-game wrap-up / vent line / celebration, whichever way it turns out after the game. Monday nights, I do a solo show called Rhino's Rants that basically in the off season, we just hit kind of hot button issues. Now during the season, we're kind of using it as a recap of the previous game, kind of an open vent line. We let the fans come in, comment. We talk about whatever they want to talk about, things like that. Then we also have a show on Wednesday nights. My co-host is the lead on that one. It's called Brunswick's Best, where we take a look at the historical numbers from Minnesota Vikings history and the players who have worn those numbers. So kind of a nice little history lesson and things like that. As far as a score goes for this weekend, I would love to be a homer and say and give a positive score, and I hate the idea of us starting off the season at 0-2. I think it's going to be a lot closer game than it was last year, just from a difference in defense and things like that. But I'm gonna say it's a one-score game, but I think you guys are probably going to walk out of there with a win.
Okay. Hey, look, I like it. I like it. A win is a win. One-score game, a blowout, a win is a win, especially early in the season. You stack up as many wins as you can because, like, the NFC's got a hard schedule, so you better take advantage of every opportunity. No free wins. But, hey, look, I wish you the best of luck. And I do think, I honestly think that this game is going to be a lot closer than people think also. Y'all got some, some faster, some young, fast wide receivers out there. Hutchinson was in there last year. He's going to be a problem. Yeah. And from what I saw this past Sunday, right now, I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to break down what I see, and that's it. I'm not going to beat my chest how good my team is because right now, I don't know how good this team could be. So it's
Dean and Bradbury
out and late. I feel like what, BIRDGANG?
I said we got Dean and Bradbury out too. That's huge.
Yeah, and Bradbury is out because last year we had Bradbury, we had Slade, we had a healthy secondary. Now we got a banged up safety right now with his rib. We don't know how that is going to turn out.
Yeah.
So
Blankenship didn't practice today, did he?
Huh?
Blankenship didn't practice today either, did he?
Nope, he did not practice today. Nope. Blankenship did not practice today. And I think Fletcher Cox, somebody else did not practice today. So, but tomorrow we will see, so I'm treating tomorrow as, like a Friday when your final injury report comes out. And then Thursday is game day. And I hate the fact that the NFL put us short week, like Sunday on the road, and they come back, boom, like the short week. But we do have 11 days, after this game. So I'm hoping that, hey, these guys go out there, just give it all they have and know for a fact that at least for the next 4 or 5 days, they could just relax and get ready for following Tampa Bay. But hey, thank you, man, for jumping on, man. I would definitely check you out on Friday, and I'm hoping that you are pissed off and written so I can say what's up, bro.
I'm hoping we're tipping one back and celebrating a victory. But yeah, by all means, hop in the comments, join us. I want to thank you guys for having me on. Had a great night here. I love doing this kind of stuff. We get to talk to, the opposition, things like that. It makes it more fun. This content creation thing that we do. Sure. It's a ton of fun. I mean, we get to go on the internet and talk about football. What can be better than that?
Yes, right. Sir. It's the best thing, man. Best thing. You have a good night there, brother.
All right. Thank you guys for having me again. Appreciate it. And good luck, but not too good luck on Thursday.
Hey, same to you. All right, bro.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
man.
definitely gonna get into this Vikings game, man, because look, I'm low key kind of nervous only because of Bradbury. He is out. Last season, we did. I mean, that was one of the best defensive game I saw us play last season was against the Minnesota Vikings. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody that could hold JJ to like basically no yards, had 2 interceptions, like you know, he I guarantee you that Justin Jefferson has circled this game. He heard all the chirping that we was doing last year after this game was over with, and that probably was one of his worst games. And I'm almost guarantee you, like, yes, I get to come back here again on a
Right
Thursday
again.
night and try this again.
Mhm.
And this time it's going to be different because they got Hutchinson. Like TJ is a monster. If you don't know, I'm telling you right now, he's good. I don't know if he's worth being the highest paid tight end in the league, but I'm telling you, he is no tight end to be slept on. He's going to go in the middle. He could catch the ball. I mean, I watched him play in Detroit. I had him in my fantasy team every year. I'm telling you, he
Yeah.
going to catch the ball. He's going to ball out. So now he got extra help that he didn't have last year. He got some young, fast wide receivers in Addison, Osborne. So these guys are not the same Vikings offense we saw last year. And defense, I don't know about their defense, but what he said, what was his name? He just left. Ron, but
Right now.
yeah, Rhino, right? What he said was the interior. The interior is where I feel comfortable. You know, with Jordan Davis, Carter, Fletcher Cox, Milton Williams, we could definitely put pressure and Kirk Cousins' face, and that's when every quarterback hates when you put pressure in their face.
How do you feel about that? Even this Patriots game, man. Like we didn't even get a sack till like the third, fourth quarter. Like,
Man,
how do you feel about that?
it's
You had
not even the
Sweat out
worst
there.
thing.
You had freaking Reddick out there. These guys they had backups on their offensive line. So the
Yeah,
fact that we only got what 1.5 sacks or 2 sacks the whole game yesterday, is that concerning to you
that
at all?
wasn't the worst thing. The worst part is the third quarter was the first time we even touched them.
Yeah.
One quarterback hit midway through the first quarter, on the third quarter. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. You have all these guys, like at least all of them should be Pro Bowls. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, you got Reddick, but you see, but Reddick and his hand, you know what? I think that his hand is going to take a while too. You know, he had that thumb surgery stuff, so he
Oh
can't
yeah.
have the same
Maybe
grip.
baby in it.
Yeah, he
too.
might. He
Yeah.
might. So we're gonna need Sweat to, pick up the slack a little bit. Are we gonna need Brandon Graham? But I'm gonna say, hey, the field was a little slippery. So that's the reason why, and Mac Jones, we had to give him credit. He was getting rid of the ball under 3 seconds. Under 3 seconds,
That's
he was
just the
getting
Patriots.
rid of the ball. He's like 1, 2, 3, boom. And these guys were wide open. So
Yeah.
but we'll see. Hopefully, it's not raining this Thursday, and I will be at the game, bro. I will
You coming?
be at the game Thursday.
Yeah. Yes, we got a podcast live there. You guys might get a double dose of the truth. The podcast.
Yo, I will be
Thursday.
at the game on Thursday, man. We got tickets, so we going, man. I'm gonna get off work
Yeah.
and go straight to Philly, man. But definitely, man, I want to see the home opener. I've never been to a home opener before,
Me
so
either.
Thursday night I will
Yes.
be at the home opener.
Yes, I'm so happy now. Yes. We're gonna be there. It's gonna be awesome. You guys will get back to back the truths shows. We're gonna do something definitely out there while we're there for sure, for sure. But what else do you concern you, man? I feel like there's just a lot of concerns. And what about DeAndre Swift only getting like no carries or 1 carry? Like, what the hell? Like,
Well, I mean, DeAndre Swift had a couple carries, man, but I don't like to say concern, right? I'm not really like it's too early. Week 1 to me, whether it's a blowout, a close game, I don't panic week 1. I'm like, okay, let me see it again. Now let me see week 2. If I see the same stuff, then I'm gonna start saying, okay, enough is enough.
He
Okay,
got,
I
he
thought
got
it
a lot
was
of
week
carries.
10, but no, it carried over to week 2. But to me, like, I don't know. I say the biggest concern, even if our offense wasn't moving the ball, is the lack of pressure, the lack of sacks, the lack of quarterback hits we was getting on Mac Jones, especially. I don't know where the Patriots offensive line is ranked, but I know they're not no top 5 offensive line. And we're supposed to be a top 5, like literally have Pro Bowls and first team all defensive guys on our front, and we couldn't get to him. So are we trying to get pressure with only 4? Or are we going to try to bring one more extra? Because like half the game, man, I was like this. We can't get home. We can't get home.
Yeah.
Why not send? When they send somebody, we got home. So this is.
But some of those times they send the safety, it looked like it was like way too late. Like it didn't even like affect the play at all. The ball was already, by the time the safety hit the line of scrimmage, the play was already over. So it's just like, I don't know. Give me a grade for Josiah. What grade would you give this guy for his first game out?
Incomplete.
Yeah.
You know, I can't give him no grade. Like, I don't know what that was. No, I can't. No, I can't. It seems like to me.
Are you gonna say that he didn't give his all? Like I was saying, he dumped it down a little bit to give his all.
Wait, the secondary was getting cooked. Like, we got small linebackers all of a sudden that got exposed because the tight end was so big. I didn't see no adjustments on defense at all. So I don't know. I mean, and I watched the whole game, and I'm sitting there and hoping that this clock get run out real quick. If Joe don't push this dude out of bounds, man.
Right.
Yo, he came in at the right time. He pushed him out of bounds big. But as far as the OCs and DCs on both sides, I got to give him an incomplete. I don't know. And that's what I kept on saying all offseason.
Give him a grade already.
What?
Cop out. Give him a grade.
It's not a cop out. It's incomplete. I don't know. It's incomplete. What's your grade then? What's your grade?
They both get D's for me. For real. That was kind of garbage, to be honest. Because, for me, it's like, if you're going to not show us nothing in the preseason at all, you're going to play that vanilla stuff, the first game can't look vanilla at all. I want to see you go out there and make me go, okay, we got the right guys in there. That game didn't give me those vibes, man. I didn't feel like,
But didn't you say, wait. Didn't you say that we was up so big that they decide to say, you know what? We ain't going to show nothing for Thursday. And now you give them a D?
Well, I'm saying if that's the case, but you sitting there make me believe that that's not the case, that the Patriots were that good, and that we just didn't do the game plan we were supposed to.
Blame it.
Either way, one or the other. Either we didn't give them the full go around, which I really firmly do at the end of the day believe that. Like when you got a game that close, have we ever had a game this close before like that? We're just like boom, Sunday, Thursday, coming back to go play at the very beginning of the season. Like I don't recall anything.
The Texans game. We played Sunday, and then we flew to Houston to play the Texans, and that was a tight, close game that Thursday night. So. The Colts game last year. I mean, we had a few of these.
Why not we done this short weeks before? I'm just being like off the season opener, like just bones.
I mean, but I whether it right now than later on. At least our guys are fresh, but man, I don't know, man. I can't say I'm concerned. I'm not one of those Eagle fans out there that's going to be saying, "Oh my God, I'm not concerned right now." Right now, I'm not concerned because this is a long season. If that's the case, then the Bengals should be concerned. The Bengals, but last year they started 0-2 and went 12-2 the rest of the way. I mean, opening week
those guys they're in like shootouts, right? They're in high scoring games. Like
who?
And then they lost whatever.
Who, the Bengals?
Yeah, weren't they in a high scoring game?
No, they started 0-2 last year. I mean, they lost again to Dallas.
Their game this week. Weren't they competitive?
They put up like 3 points. They got shut. Man, Joe Burrow had like
legacy.
30 yards passing, 80 yards passing. But look, week one to me does not matter. The NFL is a week to week, but week one to me does not matter. Win or lose, because a lot of things could be, because all these teams had the all off season to prepare for a certain team. But for the rest of the week, it's going to be week to week. You got 1 week to get prepared to stop Jalen Hurts. Good luck.
Yeah.
But if you give me 5 months, 6 months, man, for me to go watch some tape to stop him, I could come up with something too. So that's why week one to me, it's overrated. It's overblown. You know what I mean? So I don't worry about week one. Hey, what's up, Jay?
Got a point too. Yeah, a point. Yeah, last year we definitely barely beat them. That happened last year too. Remember, we came out hot, and then they kind of came back on us, and then they, almost won the game, but we still won. So kind of, like I said, I'm not concerned really, because I believe our team is still the best team in the league. We're going to dominate, but I feel like that was like a wake up call for the coaches. Like, okay, we can't come out like that. And they, when you play a little bit better team, I think everybody expected us to win that game. That wasn't a game where, anybody really had to pay attention on it, But going against these better teams, that actually does have a shot to win the game, we got to come out a little harder than that, and not saying come out, but finish the game a little stronger than that.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, this season.
Jay said we should have no issues with the first.
Eagles should have no issue. See, look, you know what, man? Look, I'm not gonna. I say after the game. After the game, I'm gonna say, because the way I saw on Sunday, both teams are evenly matched going into Thursday. That's my honest opinion. Both teams are evenly matched going into Thursday, because I didn't see enough to say, oh my God, you know what, man, we about to dominate the Vikings on Thursday, man. Yo, no, because Bradbury's out. Yeah, Josh, he had a good 5 minutes in the game. Yeah, that's good. But that's against who? Who is he going against? Bourne? Who the Patriots?
They said Bourne, man. He got 3 boobies.
And they were cooking us. So this is not, this is not the Patriots offense that we about to go against. I'm sorry. But the only way I see us beating the Vikings is putting pressure in Kirk Cousins' face, just like we did last year, hitting his arm, easy interception. Make him start seeing ghosts. Make him speed up a little bit. Because if that was Kirk Cousins on Sunday, we would have got some sacks. We would have got at least 5 sacks. You know what I mean? But Matt Jones, for some odd reason, he was.
That's what we said about Matt Jones too in the beginning. We're like, we should have got like 5, 6 sacks against him, because he's not that guy that's very speedy. But you know what? You don't think about it. Like Tom Brady always got the ball out in like 2 seconds. He's in the same system, so it kind of makes sense that he did it too as well. But I don't know, man. I felt like we should have did more. I feel like there should have been more to the game. Like there should have been more bigger plays. Had a couple of big plays called back on offense, but the fact that kind of concerned me that our only 2 sacks came from our 2 defense tackles. Which I knew was going to make impact plays. I always said Jordan Davis had a great game. 7 tackles, a forced fumble, half a sack with Sweat. Jalen Carter, what he had, like 6 pressures, 7 pressures, something like that, a sack. They did their job, but it's like, where the rest of everybody else at? Where everybody else at? Y'all supposed to be doing something too. I did like Fletcher Cox even. You remember when the game got close at the end there? He came in, came off that bench. He did his thing. He shut him down real quick. He's like, hey, let's end this game. Here we go. Boom. I'm Fletcher Cox. That's what I do. But the ends, man, and the outside linebackers, yeah.
But see, offense-wise, man, I was disappointed in our offense. And I don't understand why we are trying to run Jalen Hurts. Because the key is to stop the RPO, this and that. I get it. But why was Penny a healthy scratch? Like, why? This is the perfect game for ground and pound. Like, this was a perfect game. Just to go in there, run the ball, make the Patriots defensive guys tired out, just run the ball on them. And then you could start opening it up. But Penny was a healthy scratch. Goddard was a healthy scratch too, because I ain't see him in the game. Man, I did not see Dallas Goedert in the game.
He was open so many times. Jalen missed him.
Was his jersey even dirty?
No.
Like
Jalen's throwing the ball.
This Thursday.
But then again, like Nick said, yes, we can't go games like that where we don't get him the ball, but at the same time, it's not like we're throwing to some scrubs. They're still throwing to AJ. They're still going to Smitty, reliable people. But there's a lot of times Jalen threw into double coverage where he got it wide open. And I know it's hindsight. We got a better view than he has from the TV, but we need to hope that he's watching that. He's watching that game tape and realize that, you can't always just lock in on those two guys. Like, I know it's hard not to, but you got to be able to spread the ball out, and that'll help get those guys even open more if you freaking spread the ball out like that.
You see, also, though, if y'all didn't hear A.J. Brown press conference afterwards, in Jalen Hurts' defense, he was saying that Bill Belichick was playing mind games. Like, he was putting like dummy defenses out there, and then he would you would think that they are playing one defense, especially in the secondary, and then also he was passed off to somebody else, and then he got put on his ass a couple of times. He said, because they wasn't just following him around, and they kind of passed him off, and now this guy's right here, and now Jalen don't got no choice but to hold the ball. So, like I said, like I kept on saying on Sunday, this defense right here is probably going to be one of the best defense we face. Because other defense are going to be simple to counter. But Bill Belichick, man, he's a defensive genius. Like, he'll put people in position like you would think that their whole defensive line was Pro Bowls, but they only had one, Judon. But they was making our offensive line look crazy because they don't know where they were coming from. Like, they
broke Lane's streak already. First game of the season. I didn't want to see that happen the first game of the season.
Yep.
Breaking Lane's streak first game of the season.
He gave up a sack.
It's horrible.
But, look, it happens. Hey, he could start another one. But he could start another one. So, with AJ saying that, I'm like, okay, I get it. A lot of people saying, well, Jalen Hurts, hey, you should have threw that. No, because he was going through an interception. Like, the Patriots was playing dummy defenses before the snap, and after the snap, it was a totally different, defense that they had in the secondary. So, but let's talk about this matchup, though, man. Like, this matchup right here, what's your biggest concern going into this matchup on Thursday?
Josh Jobe. The receivers versus the cornerbacks, really, right now.
Yeah.
Like you said, Josh, hey, man, he did great in the preseason. That's what we've seen. Him and Ricks were two guys that really showed up and showed that they deserve to be on this football team.
They're going
you got
backups. They were going against backups.
They were backups going against backups. Now you're going
against backups. These are starters.
Yeah. Jefferson's the best receiver in the game, and then you got Addison's a really good rookie from USC. So, big play Slade's because he got burned too. I know he got the interception took it to the house. He got burned on a couple plays too. Like Slade does give up some plays sometimes. So I'm worried about this whole corner versus receiver thing. Like you said, you add Hawkinson in there. He's just as good as Henry, if not better. He's better than Henry, in my opinion.
He's better. Yeah, he's better.
And Henry made it look stupid too. The linebackers got to get on them. And then who we got? Linebacker Ellis and Murrow. And I know we signed that other dude from Atlanta, but
Cunningham.
Really?
Cunningham was a lot of places. And now we signed Evans, Justin Evans. My biggest concern is the linebackers, man, because I feel like the linebackers, I think that we're gonna do well stopping the game, stopping the run, but I feel like the linebackers is gonna get exposed, man. Like their tight ends are gonna expose our linebackers, man. Like that's my biggest fear because I feel like that we could play two safety over the top and help, the corners out a little bit. Have them be more aggressive, kind of like we did last year. But last year we had right now because of Dean is out, we had better linebackers last year. Right now, because of Dean is out. Sure. So right now we need to train up.
You think when you got to get in the line? Then we need to go out and get another linebacker, like trade for somebody.
Well, that's the thing, man. If you trade for somebody, then when Dean come back, then what?
Then you got 2 good linebackers again.
Yeah,
you know, get Queen and Dean together. That'd be nice. You know,
it's
or
early
one of
to
the other
trade.
linebackers.
Nobody gonna get rid of their players this early. Look, this is like fantasy football, man. If you're trying to trade your players after 1 week, man, look, you're gonna regret it. So if you want, if y'all about to drop y'all guys because they didn't perform week 1, y'all gonna regret it.
Yeah,
I'm telling y'all right now.
Like hold on, Goddard, who wants him on a team more? Hey, he got me 0 points. So anybody out there that got Goddard, just go ahead and release him. I'll take it.
But
what other concerns do you have here? Like, what about offensively? You know, we kind of give you our concerns. Even Evans, I don't think he needs to start at safety no more either. Like, he shouldn't even play.
Oh yeah. We definitely need to put Sidney Brown in and Reed Blankenship, man. Reed Blankenship, that dude he saved us on multiple occasions because this dude was putting his body on the line, making solid tackles, man. He's there for the long run. He's a good safety. Now we need to get Brown out there because that other dude, he's not it. Where's Edmonds at? Where's Edmonds?
Yeah, what was Edmonds?
I don't know. I put him.
Play yesterday?
I didn't see him. Or if he did, he was very, very quiet because I did not see him. I saw Maddox get burnt. I saw Reed making tackles. I saw Evans, trailing. But I did not see Terrell Edmonds. So I don't know if it was a healthy scratch or on the sideline or what. But Sean Desai, he needs to figure. Yeah, he needs to do something.
Secondary down moving forward for sure. Now you need to put the guys that want to ball out and play in. So I think they need to go ahead and have Blankenship and Brown start, and not even to disrespect Fletcher Cox, but just go ahead and let Jordan Davis and Carter start. You know what I'm saying? Like, let these guys start. And the other guys come in after. Even though Bill Williams had some nice pressure off the end, I think he played some in and has a couple of nice plays where he almost got to quarterback too. But that defense, man, like I said, Desai, prove me wrong. Make me a believer this Thursday, because there's going to be a home opener. If you pull some BS like that again, I'm telling you, we might not win this game if they play defense like the way they played this last game.
Yeah. But so my other concern, I would, like I said, not concerns, but the other thing I would say, we need to run the ball, man. We need to run the ball. And please, look, I like Boston Scott, man. Okay, this dude been a while, but I would not scratch Penny and leave Boston Scott. I'm sorry. I would drag Gainwell, Swift and Penny. And Boston Scott, if he got to be a healthy scratch, that's cool. I'm not going to miss him. You know what I mean? Like, and we barely see Boston Scott in the game anyway.
Right.
But he's on kickoff return, and we ain't having no returns. So make him a healthy scratch, and then you dress your guys, man. Like, Penny should have been out there. He should have been out there. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts running the ball unless he is making a play, like escaping the pocket because he's getting chased. But you, on the first game, you saw that fumble, that hit was right on the ball. These guys are going after Jalen Hurts this upcoming season. All right. Yeah. Last year, he was on top of the mountain, right? Super Bowl, he runner up for MVP. Guys are going to try to take him out this upcoming season. I'm telling you. So minimize the running. You bought in Penny and Swift for a reason. Run the ball with them. And then use Goddard, use AJ, use Smitty, and Quez Watkins. He was catching the ball on Sunday.
Yeah, he's catching the ball. Yeah. All right, so I told you. Quez going to bounce back this year.
Yeah, it's a bounce back year for Quez Watkins. So, but we have enough talent to protect Jalen Hurts from himself. Now, he don't have to stay in the pocket all the time because he does throw very well when he gets out the pocket and running.
Yes.
He does throw on the run very well. But I'm not going to call a carry for Jalen Hurts to be a run, to be my running back. I have enough running backs to do that.
Yeah, I get it.
I know you want to see
that
him
one. That was a nice hit. They hit him at the right spot. You know, it's wet out there.
Yeah, and he fumbled twice last year, and he ran the ball for over 600 something yards, and only fumbled twice last year. So he does not fumble like that. So yes, I blame it on the weather.
I just thought it's just like just to have that feeling in game one, like they better not give up this win. You know what I'm saying? Like it was early, like this is a win easily. You already knew it was a win, but like when they were we were only up by like 4 points at one point. Like these mothers coming back here, they better not beat us, Everybody's like, "Oh, it's at home, bad weather, blah blah blah." Like, no, they cannot. We can't lose this game. If we was lost, we would definitely be in a lot of trouble. But we did what we had to do. Like Jalen Hurts said, the bottom line is we won the game. So getting that out of the way.
Something else that pissed me off during that game, Nick Sirianni, that 4th and 2. 4th and 2. The Patriots have no timeout. I get it that if you get this first down, you taking a knee. There's under a minute left. I think it was like 52 seconds left or something like that. 4th and 2, what we was a little bit past midfield at the 45, at their 45, you know what I mean? Punt the ball. Pooch it. Do something. Punt the ball. You go for it. And now you are expecting your defense that gave up 20 points to stop them from getting 6 points and win the game. If we would have lost that game, I would have blamed Nick. That's a dumb decision. I understand that we are
call too. Like the play wasn't even a good play.
It wasn't a good play. It was a horrible play. I think it was
a slant.
AJ Brown, a slant, but the DB had the inside. The ball was low. Yeah. It was a horrible play call, and I hated it. So if we would have lost that game, I would have blamed Nick Sirianni. Like all these things, we the Philadelphia, we go for 4th and something. A win on the road to begin the season is better than the freaking loss because y'all making dumb decisions. Like, come on.
I would call it play like give me a Texas route or something.
No timeout. Like you punt the ball a little bit, you make them drive 80 yards or something, but not no 45, 50 yards for a touchdown. That was so dumb.
We gotta give some respect to some of these guys. Like you said, even Jones lit us up, man. Like he looked like he was Tom Brady out there for a while there. You know what I'm saying? Like he was lining us up for real. They were driving right down the field on us like nobody's business. And when they got in the red zone, they scored a touchdown. We didn't stop them. Like remember last year, we always stopped them. But we gotta give our defense a little credit. They did stop them on 4th down 3 times.
Defense
3 or 4 times.
Look, defense played great to save our butt. It's because of defense we won this game. It was not because of our offense. Defense the one that give us the pick 6, right? Boom. Right. And you know what I mean? A short field with the Jordan Davis recovery. You know what I mean? So defense and special teams. Big Lake Jake and defense won this game. Offense was a no-show. And I'm hoping that we at least show up at least on offense. Did they score one run? Did they score? Yeah, the one where Smith was rocking the baby. Yeah, but that's a short field that defense gave us. Like that was all the defense. Every time we had the ball, played like 3 and out. Like, come on, man. It was ridiculous.
What do you think is like if you're Brian Johnson, like how are you going to start this game going into this game on Thursday night? Your quarterback need to be safe.
I'm starting with 2 running backs in the backfield, Penny and Gainwell. I'm starting both of those in the backfield. No, look, I'm just gonna run the ball.
Swift.
The pass is gonna open up when you run the ball because guess what? The linebackers gotta come down and help them stop the run, right? So now, guess what? Goddard's gonna be open, wide open. Devontae Smith. There's no DB on the Vikings that could stop any of our guys. Not one, and maybe vice versa. But there's no DB on the Vikings.
They don't have Patrick Peterson?
No, he's gone.
He's on Ravens now.
Yeah, he's gone somewhere. Yeah, even last year when they
had Gonzalez was going to stop AJ Brown that well. Gonzalez had a hell of a game. Gonzalez, he had a hell of a game.
And wait, Gonzalez was on Smitty too, and he still was getting beat.
Yeah, he's on both of them.
Yeah. So I'm telling you right now, look, we should on offense, we should at least every time we have the ball, drive down for a touchdown. Like it ain't gotta be fast, just slow, methodical, run there, and just keep the fans engaged. And if you're going to the game, this game right here is gonna be on us fans. We're going to have to keep these guys cheering and loud. People banged up. Home field advantage for a reason. It's a home opener. Like they feed off our energy. So we're going to help. We have to help them win this game. Us. You know what I mean? Don't count on these coaches. That's the fans. Kirk Cousins is going to hear us screaming loud. And he's going to be like, he ain't going to know what to do. So us fans, if you're going to the game, man, even if you're at home, if you're not at the game, scream anyway. Yo, there's millions of us around the world. We'll be able to hear you in the stadium. Help us scream.
Yep. And I'm going to drink 3 Red Bulls. I'm going to be all jacked up off Mountain Dew.
And this time, don't fall asleep. And don't fall asleep this time, man.
I ain't falling asleep. Hey. Not going to sleep this time. It's gonna be it depends how much tailgate we do. So I'm probably gonna be there early. So by the time
it doesn't open to like 3 though. I don't think the gate opened to like 3:30 or something like that.
When was it open last time? Weren't they open at like 12?
Well, because the thing is, even if you go on the website, they open like 4 or 5 hours before a game. So our game is at 8:20 at night. So it probably ain't gonna open to like 3.
Oh, last game was at 7, right? The one we went to.
I think they all was
7:45 game. So I feel like we were there at 12 or 1.
You wasn't in the parking lot. You was somewhere. And you was somewhere in your head. And you probably was somewhere. But yeah. But I do gotta find out with the tailgate is gonna be at from the 4th and John, man. I gotta look at it on Twitter, man.
Hell yeah, we definitely gotta be there.
Yeah, man. And shout out to all y'all that's watching, man. Hey, all y'all that's watching, man, please make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Subscribe on both channels, man. We are live and lit on both channels, man. We are back with the truth. This is all season long. And we might have to do something on Friday, man, just to see, you know what I mean, just to say what we saw, good or bad, you know what I mean, have a little, recap of the game. We might not have no voices, but guess what? I can do some sign languages.
Right, even right after the game, maybe just like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like lit, man, guys. I want to definitely try to do something before the game, with your, we'll see what else is out there.
So Joseph said what 3? The gates open at 3. Is the Tampa game at home, right? Oh, the Tampa game is at home. It's next Monday night.
Next Monday night?
Yeah, next Monday night is the Bucks.
Dang, they got back-to-back primetime games like that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
that was a good game to go to too, but I like this game. The home opener, like you said, I've never been to home opener. Like what week was that? We went last Monday. It was like week 10, week 11.
Nah, we went on a Monday night, week 7, to play the Washington Commanders.
7,
and that's what wasn't we 6-0 or 7-0? I think it was
7-0. It's the first loss.
Yeah, so it was like Yeah, so that was like
Yeah.
week 8, whatever it was. But
Hopefully
definitely, man.
destroy them because if we lose again, I'm gonna feel like I'm a curse or something. Like, oh man, 2 games.
Nah, we're not gonna lose, man. Nah, look, we're not gonna lose, man. We're not gonna put that negativity out in the air, man. So if you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan, look, if y'all Philadelphia Eagle fan, man, regardless, a lot of people is like they're concerned. Do not be concerned. All right, hey, just be cautious. I'm cautious on the. About this offense coordinator. I'm cautious about the defensive coordinator. Not concerned, because concern is a big word to use, man. Concern is like, damn, I'm concerned. Like, and that means that y'all about to say start firing people. Like, when you start getting concerned, you start about to talk about, boo, fire Nick, fire this guy. No, but be cautious, not concerned.
The team's too good. I feel like our team's even better. And Gannon was even able to get away with that. Having such a great team. And everybody hates Gannon and said he was trash. But look out, we're still one of the best defenses ever. So, I want to see a little bit more. That's all I want to say. I want to see a little bit more.
It wasn't Gannon. It was the talent on the field. It was not Gannon.
This guy got better talent on the field, man.
Look, he's not even calling the plays at Arizona. Like, you know that, right? Gannon is not even calling defense at Arizona. He gave up play calling, and Arizona is like, their defense was headhunting, man. I loved it. I watched that whole game too, and I was loving the way their young defensive coordinator was calling the plays. Man, the game aggressive. That's not Gannon style, and he was not calling it. He gave up play calling.
It's still his defense, just like it's Nick's Sirianni offense. Even though Brian Johnson's calling it, still Gannon's defense. He just got a guy that's putting his own spin on it, being more aggressive with the defense.
Well, could fool me. But hey,
hot take game.
Wait, Joseph, look, put his comment.
We lose, you guys.
BIRDGANG is banned because
you were there that night too.
No, I've been to.
You were there that night too.
But I was with you, King DV, Simone. Y'all banned if we lose again, and if y'all do go. But when I go by myself, me and my fiance, hey, we win. All we do is win, no matter what. Like, we were at the playoffs. We was blowing people out. Wow. I mean, when we go by ourselves, we win. But we go with strangers and stranger danger, we lose. So, hey, y'all need to stay away.
Stranger danger? That's what we're going with?
Stranger danger.
Oh,
we got
man.
Some newbies up in here. Turn them newbies around.
If you're still in here. We're stranger danger. We're stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
We gonna win. We gonna blow them out. I'm gonna be the same as that came in week 1. We're about to go in there and slap the hell out of the Minnesota Vikings. Jalen Hurts will throw for 400 yards. AJ's gonna have 2. Smith is gonna have 2. And Swift is going to have 1. And Dallas we'll throw for 600 yards. So don't forget, Goddard will have him 100 yards too as well. So,
all right, so I'm going to give you my 3 keys to the game, right? All seriousness, my 3 keys to the game is you must pressure Kirk Cousins. You got to put pressure up in his face and hit his arm, beat him up just like we did last year. Get that pressure on Kirk Cousins. Number 2, you must run the ball. Like, run the ball, establish the line of scrimmage, oppose your will on the Vikings defensive front. Run the ball. And our whole offensive line, they need to make up for that BS that they got whooped. Our offensive line got whooped. So I want to see them oppose their will, run the ball. And number 3, guess what? Use your weapons. AJ, Goddard. The season has started, buddy. The season has started. You know what I mean? Smitty. Just use your weapons, man. Just open the field up, run the ball, just play solid defense, and we will be fine.
I would say the main thing, the big 3 would be Jalen Hurts keeping the main thing. Find Goddard because he was open like 5 times for big plays. Don't get locked into this whole AJ Smitty thing, and I love these guys. But there's 16 more games. You're gonna get them the ball. Just make sure you're throwing the ball to whoever's open, my guy. Don't get overexcited. Don't get overpumped. Don't feel like you gotta go deep all the time. Even give the ball to Quez Watkins. You know what I'm saying? So, and like you said, get the running game established before you even start doing any of that. I want to see Swift like 5 carries. Gainwell is a good running back, but he's not a lead back. And I keep telling people that. And you see when they try to make him a lead back in the beginning of the game, it just don't look right. I feel like Gainwell is that guy that changed
He
the
was
pace.
running he was doing good.
He's all right.
No, he was doing good. When they give him the ball, I was like, oh, shoot. All right, Gainwell. He was hitting the holes, and then he was catching the ball, too. I mean, he did pretty good. They just need to keep it balanced with him and Swift. They need to, just keep it balanced with him and Swift. But he could be a lead back. Like, who would have thought that Pollard could be a lead back? Like, Pollard is not, to me, a lead back.
I still think he is.
Well, hey.
For a full season,
lead back.
Anybody can have a good game. But like I said, back to the run thing. And like you said, I think we should bring Penny and sit Boston Scott. You know what I'm saying? Like, let those 3 guys rotate in. And I'll take the whole first quarter. Just run the ball. Wear the defense out. Our line likes run blocking anyway. Let these guys get warmed up and then come out firing in the second quarter. I want to get back to what we did last year. I know it's a new year, but be consistent running the football to open up the pass. The running game opens up the passing game, not the other way around. I think sometimes they forget about this and they forget how it really works. And I want to see some more screenplays. I want to see some running back screenplays. Remember old school Eagle football with Brian Westbrook? Shady McCoy. You just dump it off to these playmakers, let them do their thing, and move the chains, get it going. Because I think that would be something nice. And on defense, I want to see more aggression. I want to see more sacks. I want to see more, press defense. I'm saying? I want Slay to shadow Jefferson the whole time. If he goes to the other side, we'll see Slay follow him wherever he's at. Like that's your man for the day. I don't even care if you ever look at anybody else but that person for the whole game. I want you on him with help over the top because, him and maybe Blankenship over the top of that. To make sure that Justin Jefferson doesn't have a big game. And Job, man, I really think Jobs can do it. Like, he's not some scrub from some scrub school. He's from Alabama, one of the best colleges in college football. And he's a starter, and he's pretty good. And I think he can handle it. I know we only seen 5 minutes of it, but we see him in the preseason against backups, whatever. Addison's just coming out. He's just a rookie this year, so it's not like this guy's an experienced veteran. Like if it was Adam Thielen or something like that, then you might worry. But this guy's a rookie too, so it's kind of like perfect matchup for him to be playing. Having a rookie go against a rookie. He's only a second-year player himself. I think it'd be perfect matchup for Joe to actually, shut down, Addison. So, and
so would you put Maddox? So would you put Maddox on Hockenson?
Yeah, you got to, right? Your best covered tight end down. How concerned are you about this Dean thing? Are you concerned about this? Because, he got an injury history kind of. And I know this has nothing to do with his pec or nothing. It's his ankle. He don't need surgery or nothing, but it's like a couple of weeks out. You're concerned that he might come back and go back out.
What was wrong? Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know what's wrong with him. Oh, yeah, he won't need surgery. What the hell is wrong with him? Like, what is wrong with him? I don't know. Do you know? Is it an ankle? Is it, his foot? Like, I mean, what is it?
It's going to be his ankle.
What's wrong with it?
It hurt.
It hurt. At least, I want to know what is wrong. Is it like a sprained ankle or something? Because why would you say he doesn't need surgery? A sprained ankle don't need surgery anyway. But it could have been something worse. But it's like, hey, you know what? If you just stay off of it, it might heal on its own. That's why I'm concerned. I'm concerned because, I'm concerned because they didn't tell us what was wrong. Like something. Because, why would you come out and say it won't need surgery? Why? You don't need surgery on a sprained ankle. But I think it's his foot. I really think it's his foot. Wait, is BIRDGANG asleep? Oh, boy, we got a sleeper. We got a sleeper with his eyes open over there. But anyway, while BIRDGANG, getting his little night on, look, I'm a little bit concerned for Dean, man. I know it's not his pet, like BIRDGANG said, that's sleeping over there. But his a foot issue could linger throughout the whole season. Like, it's not something that you could heal in 4 weeks and then also I'm better. Then something is going on. So I need to find out what the injury history is. So that's when I said I'm concerned. But Bradbury being out is, I'm not. I seen Joe play. He did have the saving, the big the saving push in the back for the wide receiver. But I still think that Jefferson, they're going to try to put Jefferson on Job. They are going to try to find wherever Job is at, wherever he's at, that's where they're going to try to get Jefferson. If I'm the offensive coordinator, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm like, where's this young guy at? Jefferson, I need you to motion over there. Because Slay, I don't think that Slay shadow anybody. I've yet to see Slay shadow anybody. Maybe I'll be sleeping throughout the game, but I have not seen Slay shadow anybody. He stayed on one side, on that left side, and that's where he's at. So he's going. If I'm Slay, I know you get a little bit old, huh? Are you all right over there, man?
Hey, the power outage got knocked out all my power. Oh, there you go.
Oh, man.
It's a storm.
But yeah, so if I'm Slay, look, I'm going to step up to the challenge. Last year, we did have CJ, but he's not here no more. But we got Reed, Blankenship. So I think that he could be like our Chauncey Gardner from last year. But only he's a harder tackle. He reminds me of a box safety that's not afraid to stick Michael Jenkins type safety to me. Like a Brian Dawkins type, you know what I mean? Just hovering and then shoot the gap and go make a tackle. So that's what I think that we gonna need. We gonna need help over the top. Do not play Slay. Do not play Joe 101 with any of these wide receivers. Give them the respect. Even at that young rookie, they got speed and speed. All Kirk Cousins need is that just close his eyes and throw the ball up, and next thing you know, he's wide open. But the tight end position, if I'm Sean Desai, I'm putting Maddox on Hockenson and then give him safety help over the top. Just like we did last year with Kittle, with Kyle Pitts. I mean, we have played some good tight ends, and we kept them, from exploding on us by putting Maddox on them. He's a very, very good nickel corner that could play tight ends very well, of course, with safety help over the top. But BG, all right, man, I'm done, man. So, hey, I know you're having problems, but I do appreciate all y'all that stopped in, man. And please make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button on both channels, man. Until next time, go ahead, BG. Hey, take us out, man.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Episode 4, we out. Peace.
Go Birds. Yo, what is going on, everybody, man? And welcome to the very, 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 very first episode